today about my most recent collaboration and how it was a total failure. So I recently talked in another video about collaborations and how they work and how they can be mutually beneficial and who they are between. So in this video, I wanted to take you into my most recent collaboration. So I've been hearing the word collaboration everywhere. It's the it word right now. It's the hot thing to do to grow your business. And it's not wrong at all. And actually, if done right, it can be hugely successful. The problem is, I didn't do it right. And I want you to learn from my mistakes. So, this is how the collaboration went down. I went into a small business Facebook group, which, by the way, I don't necessarily recommend being a part of for a lot of reasons. One of them being very small-minded thinking and cattiness, and another being just that they're not a great way to market yourself. There are a lot better ways to build relationships with other shops, other makers in this community than those. But that is a video for another day. So I went into one of those groups and I asked, is there anybody in here that wants to do a collaboration with me? I make hair bows, and it would be very simple for me to make something to match an upcoming release that you have. My thinking was if I could get somebody who made something complimentary, a dress, a shirt, an outfit, something to that effect, that I could make a bow very easily to match that, and then boom, we have a collaboration. Their customers can come over and buy the bow that matches the outfits they're buying anyway. If you think about it on the surface, it sounds like a good plan, right? Well, maybe, but the execution was all wrong. So I did this, and I had several takers, so I immediately started to stalk their Instagram accounts. And I wanted to make sure there was a few things that were important to me. Do you have over 1,000 followers? Because that, in my mind, was the minimum. I have built up my following to about 6,000, and so I was not willing to go below 1,000, but I was willing to work with new shops. You have to have a minimum of 1,000 followers with good engagement. Is your product handmade? To me, this is important. Now, that was one of my mistakes, and I'll go over that later, but that it had to be handmade. And number 3 for my criteria was, were they willing to work with me, and how was their engagement on their Instagram account? Were the 1,000, maybe they only have 1,000 followers, but are they getting really good likes and comments and things when they are putting stuff up? So right there in what I told you my criteria was, there are so many faults, and I will go into those right now. First, I didn't do my homework on their actual shop, the amount of sales they had, the prices they charged for their products, and the type of customers, or however many customers they had already going into it. The problem is, if you don't have a lot of customers already, you might have 1,000 followers, you might have 10,000 followers, but if you only have 10 sales, people haven't actually bought into your product or become fanatical about your product, so they're not going to trust you when you say to come buy from me. Okay, so in this collaboration, the person I collaborated with only had about 10 sales, and I hadn't researched that ahead of time, which is a huge mistake on my part. Number 2, does their customer base and price point and everything match up with yours? So in my case, I did a collaboration. My customer base is a bargain shopping base. That is another video for another day as well. But they are bargain shoppers. They don't care so much about handmade. I care about it. It's a big deal to me. So I was looking for that. And when you go handmade with a bargain basement customer, you end up with somebody charging a much higher price point than your customer wants to pay. So my customer didn't want to go buy from them because their price point was too high. So while my customers are willing to go look and they've been with me a long time and they trust what I say, they trust me to a point, they don't want to spend $40 on a shirt. Even though to me it's a good value, it's handmade, to them not so much. So I didn't really keep my customer in mind when planning this collaboration. I kept myself in mind instead, which was another big mistake. The last mistake was, if you want to make sure that you're having a high quality collaboration, high quality photos, high quality products, you need to stay in control of parts of the collaboration unless you really trust that that person's going to give you a quality back. So I have a really nice camera. I've been doing product photography and model photography for years now for my shop. I started out really terrible and I've gotten much better. But aside from that, I also have a photographer friend who's kind of on standby here, willing to take pictures for me anytime I need her to. And she's a legitimate photographer. And so in the name of keeping things, or in the sake of keeping things easy on the person I'm collaborating with, I said, okay, let me just send you my product and you can take pictures whenever you want. And the pictures I got back were just not great quality at all. And when you're selling things online, pictures are really the only thing you have to sell yourself. So I had terrible pictures, a product that was too expensive, a collaborator that had no following, that was really like fanatical about her yet or trusting her opinion on things yet. And so I literally gained nothing except knowledge and experience to pass on to you. So please heed my advice here and learn from my mistakes going forward on the collaborations. I think collaborations can be amazing if done right, and I encourage you to do collaborations as often as you feel comfortable, but please heed my advice and learn from my mistakes here. Join us in our Facebook group. It is Dream Building Boss Babes on Facebook.